Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers, and I'm back with a 2025 Flagstaff Microlite 25 BRDS. The reason I picked this floor plan is because yesterday I did a Bunkhouse E-Pro. And if you know how the lineup works, it goes from E-Pro to Microlite. So if that Bunkhouse E-Pro was just a little too small, this would be the next step up. If you wanted to get a little bigger, a little wider, you get bigger bunks and a bigger slide. So everything is just a little bigger, but the weight still isn't that bad. I think it's right at around 5,000 pounds. I'm going to do the specs, but it's still really lightweight. You just get a little more room. So I wanted to do this. That way I got a nice flow of videos and you guys to kind of keep track of the different floor plans that are the next step up in size. So like always, we're going to do the specs first. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and then we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So the basic specs on this 2025 Flagstaff Microlite 25 BRDS. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 5,499 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 1,434 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 6,933 pounds. Your hitch weight is 773 pounds. Your exterior length is 25 feet 11 inches total. Your exterior height, including the AC, is 10 feet 11 inches. Your exterior width is 8 feet. Your tanks, your fresh water tank is 54 gallons. Your gray water tank is 29 gallons. And your black tank is 29 gallons. Your awning size is 18 feet. Let's jump inside. All right, guys, now that we got the specs done, let's jump into this beauty. This floor plan is perfect. I'm telling you, you get a little bit of everything in it. If you're looking for a family bunkhouse that's not super big, lightweight, but still gives you pretty much any feature that you want in a bunkhouse in a 25-foot trailer. So as you can see, one slide out. The slide is right there where your pantry and dinette are. So it's not super big, but gives you just enough room to give you a lot of floor space right here. Behind me, as you can see, it's got the Murphy bed, which I personally love. If you are looking at something that's 25 feet or under, I think I would put a Murphy bed on the list of things that I would want, because it allows you to have a lot more floor space, and you also get extra seating. So if it's raining out or the weather gets bad, you can, put the bed up and then you have a couch. And I'm going to show you this real quick. Very simple. So this is actually recliners. Let me show you. So you got recliners right here, whereas usually you would not get a couch in this size of trailer. Well, you would get a couch, but you would either get a dinette or a couch. So the Murphy bed allows you to get the nice comfy couches that recline. You got your cup holders right here. But what's really nice about this is how simple it is to get this bed down. So all you do is lift this. You have storage below, which you can access from outside and inside. Makes it a little easier to reach the places that are harder to get to. This just pulls right down. It's kind of funny. They started putting this guide on here to not pinch your fingers. Like 4 years ago, they did not put that. And I made the mistake once and I never made it again. So you got to be very careful of putting your hands right there, because it will smash them and pinch them, and it is not fun. But look at that. How easy is that? This will be a queen size bed, but it is an RV queen. So it's about 6 inches shorter than a normal standard residential queen. But how easy was that? And the thing that I love about all of the Flagstaff Murphy beds is the mattress is like a full mattress. There is no seam in the middle. A lot of these Murphy beds, there will be like a big crack in the middle of the mattress. Some people don't care about it. Some people do, so I'm just pointing that out. This is a real mattress with no seams on it. And as you can see, it just kind of like buckles in right there. Up front, you got the windshield, which is nice. I personally would want the windshield. They make aftermarket covers to protect them, so if you're concerned about it getting chipped or cracked or anything like that, they do make covers for them. So like I said, I would personally want it. It lets in a lot more light. And then this just comes down and then it sticks. I can't do it with one hand. There There we go. Oh, I can't do it with one hand, so we're just going to leave it. But that will magnetically stick against that wall right there. And then to the left, you got your wardrobes. Both are the same. So we'll open one of these. Pretty decent size. It goes really far back. I can't really reach the back of that. So deep wardrobe. It's already got the hanger above. And then you got a drawer down here. Like I said, both will be the same on each side. You even have like sort of a nightstand right here. So you can, you know, if you needed to charge your phone or anything like that, you could set it right there. You have a standard plug on this side. And what's really cool about these plugs is they're hot, meaning that the inverter is actually tied into it. So if you're ever looking around at trailers, you see that sticker right there, how it says inverter circuit? If it has the inverter and it has that sticker, you will be able to use these plugs without being plugged into a generator or shore power. So really handy if you're just stopping off, you know, taking a nap or something, you don't have it hooked up to the generator or shore power, you can still utilize the plugs. As you can see, you have another plug up there, and then kind of like a headboard area, kind of like a table. Can you guys see it back there? And you know, if you're like me, I have to have a cup of water right next to me, so at least you have a place to put that. On this side, you do not have the plug. It's over there like I just showed you, but you do have USB-C and USB plugs to charge your phones that will work off of the battery. That switch is for your lights up above. So you got the lights up there. This does have the blackout shades, so if you're a vampire like me, you like it dark, pull that down. And then it'll let no light in. I mean, it'll let in a little bit on the edges, but blackout shades throughout the entire trailer, roller shades, and then look how nice the valances are. Attention to detail in this is huge, and I'm going to be trying to pick that apart for you guys, just so you can kind of see things that you tend to overpass when you're out looking. Let's put this bed back up. It is a huge landscape when you're looking at travel trailers. There's so many little details that one company might do and then the other one does not. So we're going to get into that, and hopefully I can show you how great of a trailer Flagstaff makes. So really simple to set that up. Got your cup holders in the middle, like I said. To the left of me, you got a little pantry right here on the slide out. Pretty decent size too. And what I love that Flagstaff does in all of their pantries is you can really utilize the space how you need to, depending on what you're bringing along. So see, you could remove these if you'd like. All of them can be removed. So what's nice about that is they already have a little hanger up top. So if you wanted to maybe use half of this to hang some extra clothes, or you know, you could make it a broom closet, anything like that, they kind of allow you to choose how you want to use it. The next thing that people love about this floor plan is that U-shaped dinette. Really spacious. When you look around at these U-shaped dinettes, a lot of time they have the poles in the middle, like it sticks into the ground and it's kind of stuck where it's at. What's nice about this table is it actually can be moved around. I don't want to move it because there's a glass, but it is a standalone table that you can actually shift around. You know, if you have the smaller kids on one side and then the adults on this side, you don't have to have that table smushed up against your gut. Also, it gives you a lot more room on that side, so you could pull it out to actually sit, you know, maybe 3 to 4 people comfortably. Usually on the U-shaped dinettes, those poles in the middle, you can't really even sit anyone on the other side. This will turn into a bed as well. So all you do is flip this over, and then it'll kind of crack in half onto those little tabs right there. Throw the cushions on top, and then you have a really good sized bed right there. It will fit an adult. I am 5'7", and I have a pretty decent amount of room, so it will sleep an adult. If you're 6'7", it probably you won't fit there, but I love that the U-shaped dinette is a little bigger than the usual ones that you see out there, and then it allows you to shift that table around. You have some drawers down here, if I can open them. Pretty deep. And then you get one on that side as well. Looks like you can lift this up. There's a little hole right there. So you have storage that wraps around the entire U-shaped dinette, and you can actually access that storage from outside as well. Above this dinette, you got some cabinet space, and I'm going to get into the cabinetry in just a bit because they do things a little differently than the competition out there. Pretty decent size. And then 2 windows on the slides. So you have one there, and because of the pantry, you don't get that window right there, but they do open so you can let in some fresh air if you're not wanting to use the AC. Over here in the kitchen area, you got a couple sneaky drawers over here when you first walk in. You know, you could use this for your remotes and stuff like that. And then I'll go over the control panel whenever we go outside. But the kitchen, I love. The kitchen is really great. All of your countertops are going to be solid surface counters. So there is no T-molding in this, and it is not Formica. So you do not need to worry about water getting into the cracks and seams and start warping it. It will stay nice and solid, hence solid countertops. What I do like that they did on this is they gave you a little extension because, as you could see, kind of limited on counter space. So you have this extension right here. There you go. Just to add a little extra prep space. But if you look, they give you some other things to use as prep space. So you have this little rack right here on top of the sink that you can use to rinse stuff off, or if you need extra prep space, it's solid on there. And it's a big farm style sink. I know it's not a true real farm style sink, that's just what the industry calls it. I get eaten up when I say that, but that's just what they call these in the RV industry. So big farm style sink, look how massive that is. You know, if you're sleeping 6 people in this thing, that's a lot of mouths to feed, and that's a lot of dishes to do. So having a sink that you can actually put plates in, bowls, it's big enough. You got a stainless steel metal faucet, good quality right there. I like that they give you 2 of these too. A lot of times they just give you 1. And now I'm not going to be able to get it on there. I'll just leave it. Over here you have your hidden tower, your plug tower. Check it out. How cool is that? So you got USB-C and USB with your other plugs, and then it just goes nice and flush into that countertop right there. You do have an oven and stovetop. Pretty decent size oven. You got the lights, fancy lights for the igniter, and with that point it does have an igniter, so you do not need to light it with a match or a lighter. Pretty simple. It, like I said, with the sink, you got extra prep space right here, which is pretty handy. This just folds right back as a backsplash for the grease. 3 top burner. These 2 are, this one is like 2 in 1, so for boiling that's a pretty great one. You got knife holder right there. Nice window to look out while everyone's hanging outside. You got some drawers over here to my left, which is nice. A lot of times in the kitchens with bunks, you don't get drawers. It's more just like cabinet space. You got your sponge holder. You got your utensils all right here. These are all the same. And then you do have a microwave. Pretty standard. One thing I want to point out with Flagstaff is I love that they give you all name brand appliances. So if you notice, Magic Chef, Magic Chef. You got Magic Chef down here for your stove and oven. We move on to the fridge. You got a 12-volt Magic Chef fridge as well. So very streamlined. You know, if you ever need warranty work or anything like that, hopefully you don't. But everything is name brand, and it's all the same brand and uniformed. Like I said, 12-volt fridge. This is a 10 cubic foot fridge. I love them 12-volt fridges because they cool a lot faster and they are deeper. So as you can see, 40 degrees. I just plugged this in and it is frosty. So versus the gas electric, you know, you have to start them the night before. These are pretty nice because, as you can see, it got cold quick. Check it out. You can open it both ways. I don't know why they do that, but I think it's kind of cool. I'll stop right here just so you can see this guide. I'm going to probably touch on everything. Right here you got your separate freezer, and it is deep. It goes down really far. So As my bio says, I probably do the most in-depth tours on YouTube. I pick these trailers apart and try to give you as much value as possible. So I probably will touch on those things as we move to the back. What you guys are wanting to see, the bunk beds. So you got the bigger double bunks right here. I wrote down the size of them and I think it fell out of my pocket. But you can definitely probably sleep 2 kids on this one bunk. And look how thick the cushions are. When you go look around, pick up the cushions. You'll be surprised how skimpy they can get on these cushions. So I found out what the size are. So the bunks are going to be 48 by 72. So really good size. You got lights on this top one. You even get windows on both bunks, which you might think, well, so what? A lot of companies are not giving you windows on both bunks. Usually this one will be like a dark cave and claustrophobic. So you got a window and your own light with your own plugs and USB-C plugs, so the kids or whoever's staying there can charge their phones and stuff. One thing I like is it has a doghouse. I'm just kidding. But this is, I mean, I guess you could. But this is also storage, so this lifts up. And look at all that storage right there. Phenomenal. This is such great storage to add. You know, if you have a family travel trailer, you want to bring all the activities, right? So this is added storage. You got that little net to kind of hold everything in place to the side of this. And it just it clips on to right there. And then it'll hold it up if you're wanting to use this as storage. Or it could be the doghouse. I got 3 French bulldogs. They would fit perfectly in there, except one of them wouldn't share the space. As we walk to the right, another pantry. It's not super deep, but I love that they utilized the space. The reason why it's kind of shallow is because the slide is right here, so they gave you what they could, and I appreciate that. Goes all the way from top to bottom. And then this is where your bypass valves are. Might be a filter, but that's just kind of like a dummy door. They just give you that so it's easy access and it looks pretty. But one thing I want to point out about this cabinetry, it's all real wood. As you can see, the wood grain, it is not paper wrapped. In this heat in New Mexico, I've seen trailers that have paper wrapped cabinetry look awful, and it starts peeling and it starts curling up and it just does not look good. So might be worth getting the actual wood cabinetry. As you can see, you got hidden hinges, so it looks nice and flush. Also, one key feature, I guess it's not feature, construction aspect that they do in these trailers that you cannot see. They hang all of their cabinetry up with galvanized steel. And a lot of people aren't familiar with this, but, excuse me. A lot of companies use an aluminum sheet behind this cabinetry. So they've upgraded it to use galvanized steel. I've said this story a million times on this channel, but I actually had a customer who flipped their Flagstaff. Not sure how they did it. It was a super light. And they showed me the pictures, and all of the cabinetry was hanging on the wall still. You know, if it had that aluminum sheet in the back, I guarantee you it would not be holding to the wall still. So I'm going to be pointing out little things that Flagstaff does that you cannot see. Up above, you got your 15,000 BTU AC, and it is ducted in this trailer. So as you can see, you got ducts throughout the entire trailer going to the bunks as well, and you can open and close them. Let's see if I can show you. This might not seem like a big deal either, but look. So you can open them and turn them. Why is that important? Well, you know, if you're in the living area and it's super hot, you don't really need it to be blowing into the bathroom. You can close off these in certain areas of the trailer and have it pushed into one central location. A lot of companies, you can't close them or move them. So one nice little feature right there. As we move our way back, we got the bathroom. One little nitpick thing. I'm just nitpicky now. I don't know why. But the ladder, if you want it, like, it doesn't hook on like this. See how it's kind of above it? You'd have to bring it back. I just want to point this out just so you guys see. Now I can't do it with one hand. Well, for it to hook on, you kind of got to lean it back, and then the bathroom door will hit this. That's the only gripe I got about the bunks is that if you're using the ladder, you kind of have to make sure that it's put up like that, so that way whoever is using the potty can get out. I'm going to put that in there so it doesn't fall. But they give you a ladder, and you'll be surprised. A lot of companies won't give you a ladder. Shocking, I know. You have to climb up into it. So coming into the bathroom. Oh, yeah. This is a little thing, though, but like, look at the beveled edge, raised beveled edge on the door. Look around. I'm telling you, little things that companies don't do just to help with cost. Big bathroom. Look at this. Not bad at all. Considering that you're getting the bigger double bunks, this bathroom has a lot of floor space. So, you got the porcelain throne. Pretty nice. I always encourage all my subscribers and listeners to sit on the toilet. So let's do that real quick. Show you what kind of leg room you got. Man, if that was just a little further forward, you got a squatty potty. So plenty of room. Definitely don't have any issues with my knees. All right. No problem with the shoulder room right here. Try to turn you slowly. In front of me to the right, you got your sink. Easy access to your plumbing, a little storage right there. Ooh, look at that underglow. Looks good. Decent amount of counter space. You can't expect a lot in these bathrooms. They tend to be smaller. You got a plug right here and metal faucet. Good size sink. You got your medicine cabinet. Pretty standard. Ooh, I like how they did it on the corner. It kind of makes it a little deeper. Got the mirror. Man, our weather is bipolar. I'm wearing a jacket and it is hot. So, usually they always give tubs in these bunks, just so you guys know. Very rarely do they not. You do have a little step up, as you can see. So if you're not very mobile, bunk beds usually have those tubs. You could take a bath and read a book, drink a glass of wine. I'm going to get in here so I can show you guys. Whoa. All right, so I am 5'7", and pretty decent headspace. You know, the skylight definitely helps, and I pointed this out in the E-Pro. The E-Pro isn't as high in the exterior, so if that's too small, you do get more height in the Microlite. So a little more room in the shower. And then I'll show you how much room. Shower head isn't at a bad height. Let me show you. I like to show as much as I can so you guys can get a sense of the room you got. So as you can see, 5'7", this is where the shower head is. I got a little bit of room to kind of move around. So pretty standard. I would say the shower's a little smaller in this, but what I love about it is it gives you more floor space. So obviously it's a bunk. People can't really change in front of each other. So I like the smaller shower to give you floor space to actually dry off and change, which you can do in this. One really great feature in the shower, if you are a dry camper, this is for you. It's got the shower miser. So basically what that does is it'll filter the water. It'll circulate the water through the lines. And then once it gets hot, then it'll spit it out. So versus you waiting for it to get hot and just wasting it, this will circulate the water through the lines. Really great feature. All right, pretty standard bathroom. Always got to show the big fart fan right there. Big blades, not one of them tiny ones that does nothing. And a window for extra light. And it does not open, just so you guys know. What do you guys think? I love this floor plan. This is definitely one of their most popular bunk houses. If you notice, your furnace vents are all on the side walls as well. So see how this one's right here? So when you have kids running in and out of this trailer, you don't have to worry about rocks and dirt falling into the floor vents and driving you crazy at night when it's rattling. So I love when they're on the side walls right there. Let's go to the control panel so I can show you some stuff. When we go outside, I will talk to you about solar and stuff like that. But here is your control panel. One thing that this trailer has that's very important is it has tank heaters. Basically what that does is it allows you to turn this on, and there's heat pads, 12-volt heat pads on every single tank. They go on automatically at freezing temps and off once you're above freezing temps. The great thing about that is when you're driving down the road, if your tanks are full and you're driving through a cold state, you don't have to worry about your tanks freezing and you getting to your campsite and then worst case being cracked or frozen. The other method is forced air underneath the underbelly. This is a much better method because you can drive down the road with this thing on and prevent your tanks from freezing. Everything else, you got your awning, Bluetooth, water heater, everything is just a push of a button. You got your readings. Since we're right here, I'll talk about the solar. You got a 30 amp solar controller, 200 watt solar panel, and an 1800 watt inverter. So like I said, these are 12 volt heat pads, so this solar is going to constantly keep those batteries recharged, and you won't have to worry about these draining your batteries, I promise. So tank heaters is a huge win on this trailer. Let's go outside. I'm going to talk construction with you guys. When we get outside, I'm going to walk around it and point out some huge construction features that this has. So let's go outside. Oh, I forgot to point out, it does have a curtain too that goes around the bed. As we come out, we'll start at the front. When we get to the very, like around the entire trailer, I'll tell you about how the walls are constructed. It's very important. You got your electric tongue jack for easy hitching, 30-pound propane tanks, dual battery box, and battery disconnect. On the Microlites this year, they're starting to put electric stabilizers. How about that? So it'll hit 50 pounds of pressure and move to the next leg, makes it super easy. Always remember, a lot of times on these smaller tow behinds, it is going to be stabilizers. If the sales guy says it's auto level, ask him again, because most likely it's not. You got pass-through storage right here with the luggage latch, and it just magnetically sticks. So it is a little off-center because that couch is right there, but it's not that big of a deal because you can access the storage from inside as well, and it passes all the way through. You can plug in another solar panel if you'd like. Once we get to the other side, I'll have the construction for you. I just need to show you visually. You got the solid steps right here. One thing that I love about these steps is they actually have a gas strut on them. So if you're looking around, not all of them have this. What makes that so nice is, look, I can lift it with one hand. Look at that. So you don't have to drop it on the kids. That would definitely ruin the trip. So that's 60 pounds of metal. The last thing you want to do is get to the start of the trip and you drop the stairs on the kid or the dog. So that gas strut definitely helps. You got your 6-gallon water heater right here. And then this does come with a griddle. So an 18-inch griddle. See how it's a flat top? And then it does come with a table that hooks on underneath. So this will actually hook on its own. So this will be prep space, and then the griddle goes on one side. Down below, this is going to be dual axle. As you can see, you're getting a good tire right off the lot, Goodyear Endurance tire. It has a TST monitoring system, so you'll get a little screen in your truck, and it'll alert you if your tires are getting low or too hot. It has never adjust brakes, so you don't have to worry about adjusting them as you use this. And then it also has a torsion axle. So instead of the standard leaf spring, you got to flex to this axle, which ultimately is going to help the frame of the trailer. You know, if you hit a big pothole, we have a lot of potholes out here in New Mexico, that's going to absorb the shock a lot versus that leaf spring, you know, that's going to transfer that stress into the frame of the coach. So those are some huge safety features. If safety is important to you, you're going to get a better tow with the torsion axle. It's going to be a lot more stable. You got the TST monitoring system. You're getting Goodyear Endurance tires, so not a cheap tire, and you're getting never adjust brakes. Over here, you got the outdoor kitchen with the stove top. Look at that. So you can actually put pots and pans on this versus just the griddle. So you got two options right there, which is really nice. You got a fridge outside for the whatever you like to drink, the beer, the soda. And then this just folds in. I can't do it with one hand because you got to do both sides. And then you do have a light and a little storage right there. Oh, that's new. Look at those fancy lights. If we come to right here, it does have hot and cold water shower, so you could spray everything off if you need to, if it's dirty, or spray yourself off. It already comes with the ladder. A lot of these companies are not including that anymore. It's kind of crazy. Let's see, I'll show you this storage. Check it out. So check this out real quick. See how that's aluminum underneath the bunk? Remember that. Just remember that for me. This bunk has aluminum. One of the only companies to do it. Look at that storage. Isn't that great? You got a receiver on the back that will hold 300 pounds. Now, getting to how this bad boy is constructed. This is huge. So if we open this compartment, more storage, and what do you see? Aluminum. This is underneath the dinette. No, I shouldn't say no, but majority of companies are not aluminum framing underneath the dinette. And remember how I said, remember the bunks? Those are aluminum too. So not only is this 6-side aluminum frame, Flagstaff goes a step further and aluminum frames everything you sit on, stand on, or walk on. I know Rockwood does it because they're basically the same trailer, but I don't know of too many companies that are going that extra mile to aluminum frame everything you're sitting on. And you got to imagine when you stick your knee into this dinette to put the shade down, that wood framing, I've seen it crack and I've seen it ruin people's trips, or it ends up stuck at a dealership because it has to be reframed. So if you want good quality, Flagstaff will aluminum frame your entire trailer and it will definitely hold up. You got frameless windows instead of the gasket. It won't deteriorate on you. It's just one piece glass. You got another little storage area right here. And you put the fishing poles in there. It goes super high up. Look at that. It'd be cool if you can get to that from inside, but you can't. This does have the slide. Let me tell you what kind of slide this has. This does have a rack and pinion slide, also known as a through slide. So this is important just so you guys know. This type of slide, you can put it out partially. There are some slides that they do not recommend that. So travel mode on this trailer, when the slide is in, you cannot get to the bathroom unless you put the slide out. The great thing about it being a rack and pinion, obviously, is that you'll be able to put it out partially and get to the bathroom no problem. So if you're curious about what slides you can and can't put out, I've done a tour on that and I'll put it at the end of the video because I talk about which ones you should lubricate and which ones you shouldn't, and which ones you should put out and which ones you shouldn't put out partially. Ooh, that was a mouthful. You got your potable water and your docking lights. Let's talk about how this trailer is constructed on the fiberglass. So this is huge. This is very important. One of the only companies to do it. This is how they make these walls. So basically it goes fiberglass and then it'll either go Luan or Azdel, or a type of composite, which is what Azdel is called. Then it'll be a rigid block foam and then aluminum, and then you got the inner walls. So Azdel and this type of composite is basically impervious to water. Luan is just a wood material, and what happens when wood gets wet? It starts to deteriorate, mold, and it will also delaminate on you. That is an actual example. Let's see if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. It's hard to see, but see how that's bubbling? That's an example of what delamination is. You guys have probably seen it when the walls are bubbling. That means that water literally got in the walls and now it's delaminating. So they use this type of composite construction on the outside walls, and then they go even further and they put that composite on the inside of the walls. So you got double layered Azdel. You know, a lot of companies are doing one layer or they're using Luan. Flagstaff and Rockwood are probably the only companies to do double layered. If there is other ones, let me know in the comments, but that is a huge construction factor right there if you're wanting your trailer to hold up. All right, guys, I hope that tour was helpful to you, and I hope it kind of opened your eyes to things that you cannot see as a consumer. You know, in this instance, you got double layered Azdel. You kind of can see the aluminum framing, but there's areas that you potentially can't see. And then also, you know, the galvanized steel behind the cabinetry. That's why I love Flagstaff as a brand so much, because if they're doing things that you cannot see, you know, a lot of companies will cut corners. They know you can't see it. It'll look nice and beautiful and pretty, and certain things will be upgraded. But I love that Flagstaff goes that extra mile, you know, because they know that the customer is going to enjoy this trailer because it's going to last and the family will be comfortable in it without anything breaking or falling apart. If you're new to the channel, I'm actually located in Albuquerque, New Mexico at ALBUQUERQUE RV. Our phone number will be down below in the description. If you want to give us a call or, you know, have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. We are on a rotating list as salespeople, so just call in and ask for Tyler, and I'd be happy to discuss different options. We have so many different Flagstaffs. If you're new to the channel, I do a new tour every single day, whether it's a 30-second short or a long form tour. So definitely stick around, go through my channel, and I just really want to say thank you to all you guys. I've been getting a lot of great comments and support from all you guys. I did not expect my channel to grow as fast as it has, so let's keep it going. If you're not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button, and like always, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.